Oh, please just a minute.
Mm. So blessing, you can go on using from my phone.
Can I start now?
Um, Sorry, my apologies. I was logged out because of my network, but I'm glad to be back now. So we are still nine on the call, and I was encouraging at least one of us to last class. So at least one person's response to be well appreciated. What you learned least, and to move on to the next. Or I call one of us. Okay. So Miss Favour, sorry, I'm so sorry, that was his sleep. Miss Janet Okach, are you here? Miss Janet Okach, are you here? All right. So Miss Scholar Rachel, would you share with us what you learned in the last class? Okay. Miss Joy Girl, can you share with us what you learned in the last class? Okay, you can also type in the chat box if you're not in places where you can unmute yourselves and speak. So please, and if you are typing, you can just like indicate that you are typing. You can probably react so that we know that you are typing. Well, at least one person should respond. It's not good that it's or seven people, like nobody out of seven people is able to respond.
Okay, good evening, ma.
Good evening, Miss Joy Girl. It's nice to have you around. Good evening.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
think
so
one of the things that stood out for me in the last class was branding. She spoke about branding,
okay,
and she made mention of the name of your brand speaks, and also the logo and the colors you pick. So if you choose a brand name or if a person picks a brand name, it should align with what the organization is all about, not a name. You give one name and then people are wondering what your brand is. And I
okay,
took that very personal, yes. So that was just one of the things that really, really stood out for me. And then also the second thing that also stood out for me was picking a niche because I also asked a question because I was like, oh, my interest, diversify. I'm willing to be here and there. And she said that it is important for me or a person rather to pick a niche That way your business targets a particular set of people, that if you're trying to do everything, then in reality you're not really targeting anyone. So it is important for us to, or for me rather, I'll I'll take it personal, for me to pick a niche and focus on this particular thing. So yeah, that was just majorly what I learned, and I'm trying to also implement from the last class. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. I mean, what you just, yeah, I remember the question you asked, and I'm glad that like this stood out to you because branding is a lot. Branding can be a lot for so many people in terms of what to do, how you want to do it, like what's the right thing exactly, what you want to use, the brand colors and all. But I'm glad that you got answers from that and you had a take home for that. So, Ms. Deborah Damnola is raising up her hand, so you have the floor, ma.
All right, thank you so much. So I learned that from the last class, one of the things that I took is that whenever we are building, we should maybe have a team and we should ensure that our vision and mission is well communicated to these team members and we should not build in isolation. So that's one of the those are the things that stood out for me, apart from what has been said. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Amazing, very precise, and yes, it's made all the points. So that is good, and thank you so much for sharing your insights. Thank you, Miss Joy Girl. And I can see that many of us are joining the call. So let's reach out to our friends who are not here, our colleagues, who are our team members, for those of us who have been paired, our team members to join the session. So I'll be moving on to the next, which is introducing our facilitator, Miss Favour. I hope I so I'll be reading a citation shortly. Okay. Miss Favour Ojieh is a chemical scientist, climate advocate, social entrepreneur, and environmental innovator, passionate about transforming waste into opportunities for sustainability and economic empowerment. She's the founder of Voice of Climate Advocacy Initiative, VOCA, an organization advancing climate education, youth empowerment, and green entrepreneurship. Favour is also the founder of VOCA Shoe Polish, an innovative circular economy venture that pioneers the conversion of plastic waste into shoe polish. A Fellow of AfriTalent, organized by the African Union, she has trained and engaged young people in climate action and sustainable innovation through her scientific knowledge, entrepreneurial through her scientific knowledge, entrepreneurial experience, and practical work with waste materials. Favour inspires young Africans, especially women, to turn environmental challenges into innovative and viable green enterprises. So with a wonderful round of applause or with shouts through our reactions, I would like to make welcome our facilitator for today, Miss Favour Ojieh. You can have the floor, ma.
Hi, everyone. It's really great being here again. And today is not just going to be another class to mark attendance. Today's section is going to be one that is practical, one that is understandable, one that is going to bring economic return. Please, if you are with me, can you um, signify with some emojis so that I would know I'm not alone in this space? And I want to also use this opportunity to thank the organizers of this program for this opportunity to share these insights. Today, we'll be looking at growing and upcycling business from waste to value. You know, when you attend all these climate programs, you keep hearing words like upcycle, recycle, reuse. And even sometimes when you are traveling on the way, you could see people packing a lot of plastics on trailer, and in your mind you are thinking, what are these people doing with all these things? But then there is a lot. It's beyond just defining upcycling. It's beyond defining recycling. The most important thing to us in this class today is the business of upcycling. Please, can someone type, the most important thing to us today is the business inside upcycling. So this is not another class where we are saying, no, recycle, recycle. This is another class where we are saying, make money from what you're recycling. But then, as a business person, what exactly do you want to be known for? I know a lot of you here, you have different products that you are either currently working on, or is already a product, and then you are helping to save the environment. But one key point that I want us to know is, nobody buys people's products because they are passionate about the environment. For example, vocal shoe polish as a case study. Vocal shoe polish is made from plastic waste. So you see, no customer would say, oh, I'm buying this product because it protects the planet. No. What customers are thinking of is, I want to buy this because I want my shoe to shine, or I want this leather to last longer. So in your business, I want you also to reflect that. Nobody will come and buy a chair made out of tire just because they want to protect the environment. It is either because, oh, they like this artistic look of how the chair is, or maybe they love the features of the chair. And this is what every green business person must take note of. What do you want to be known for? These have to cover from your name to your story to your identity. When it comes to branding, people think branding is just your logo, or just your color, or even just let me say, the shape of the package. No. Branding is the mental image, or the mental picture that comes to people's mind good branding. So branding is the mental picture people have of your product. So you see, it's beyond colors, it's beyond logos. Those things are part of it, but branding is beyond that. It is the mental picture. So when people, before the logo, before all these things, when people use your product, when it's mentioned again, what is it remembered for? For example, amidst all this, beneath the mental picture, we have things like name. Name, this is the word people say when they recommend you. So when people are saying, oh, I need excellent shoe care, and these people are mentioning vocal shoe polish, that is a name. So they're not mentioning the name because, oh, it's just an environmental brand. No, they are mentioning the name because they know that it can actually protect shoes, or actually protect leathers. So I want you to also reflect anything we are saying here. Even though I mentioned vocal shoe polish, I want you to also reflect it to your personal brand. So your name, what do you want to be known for? When they mention things like Adidas, what comes to your mind? Sports canvas. Do you know that in 2019, Adidas company started a project called Future Craft Loop. Future Craft Loop is a footwear made from waste. So these are things that's mindset. When people say Adidas, what comes to your mind is, oh, canvas, footwear, good footwear, not just footwear. Then we also have the story. Story is part of your branding. Why this product exists. Why is this product existing? Why did you choose to go into that venture? What inspired you? That is the story. Beyond the story, we also have an identity. Identity has to be consistent. You can't use red for your package tomorrow and by next week you're already changing it to purple. By the next one, you are changing it to yellow. You are changing it every week. The identity has to be consistent. Let's take a look at MTN. When you see the color yellow, you know, okay, this is MTN. That's their identity. When it comes to UBA Bank, the identity is red. When it comes to GT Bank, the identity is orange. So these, even some persons, when you visit their Instagram page, you would see that consistently there's a certain color, there's a certain tone that is most prevalent in that post, the colors. So now I want you to do a research, or you come to them. Some of you already have the identity. Yes, that tune, that touch, that when people see your products, they know, okay, this is this. And then another most important thing is quality. This is a very key part when it comes to branding. What people say after they've actually used your products is beyond coming online to say, oh, my product is good, buy it. If you buy one, I will give you two. Nice marketing strategy, but the quality, the two you gave to them when they came to buy the last time, they could not even use it. It's still in their houses. And then if you're already working on a product and the quality is not good, you don't have to give up. That is why customer feedback is very important. Some persons, when a customer is telling them that, oh, the last time I used this product, this is how I felt, they get angry. Why will you say that? Do you know how many hours I put into this? No. When customers give feedback, those feedback are meant to be used to improve the quality. For example, when I started the first vocal shoe polish, the first experiment I didn't even need a customer to even tell me. I knew the plastic was still plastic. It didn't turn to polish. Then I started selling it even before I had the brand, before I had logo. I started selling it. So someone said, oh, this polish, it's not black enough. It's looking bluish and all of that. I had to work on that. And then it got to a point, someone is saying, when someone sees the polish, they actually know it's made from plastic. I had to work on that. Yes. So the quality of your product is very important. And you don't have to make sure that the quality is 100 over 100 before you start selling. No, you would learn in the business. And don't trivialize your customers. Another branding, we have purpose. Purpose is the bigger reason behind the business. Why was the business created? A great man once said, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. What's the purpose behind this business? Remember when this class started, I made mention that nobody buys a product because they love the environment. No, people buy it because they want to use it. They want the impact. That's why they are buying it. Nobody will say, oh, I love the environment so much, give me 15 cartons of vocal shoe polish. No. Oh, they would rather say, this polish is nice, it preserves later, I want to share it with friends, give me 20 dozens for souvenir. Yes. So this is under branding. Your brand is more than your logo. Please remember. And this brings us to marketing. After structuring your branding, how do you sell? We have many people that have a lot of products. In fact, you ask them, can you produce 1,000 pieces? They say, yes, I can even produce 10,000. They've produced it. People are not coming to buy. One thing I want you to remember is don't sell the waste, sell the value. People buy value. Why should someone want this? When people come online, when they say post online, there are different places you could market your product. Number one, you could market on social media. This is Facebook. You can use Facebook Meta ad, um, Instagram. You could advertise there. And then, even if you don't know how to run a Meta ad, you could actually pay somebody, or you could take a course on it. About 2 weeks ago, I took some entrepreneurs on how to run Facebook ad. So you could take courses like that on how to run ads so that people around you, or even people beyond where you stay, can be aware of what exactly you are doing. Another marketing strategy is referrals. When your product is good, people will be able to refer you. People can say, oh, the last time I used this product, it was so nice, and then they refer you to another person that would use it. That's a marketing strategy. Then the third one is, don't be ashamed of what you are doing. Carry your business on your head. When you go to a networking meeting, some persons go for a networking meeting, and maybe some caliber of persons come, and then they tell you that, oh, I snapped picture with so and so. It's beyond, when you go to an event, it's beyond snapping picture with the who is who. Connect, network. People would always say, oh, Favour, a friend was telling me, and she was like, oh, Favour, you're always talking about your business. Yes, when I meet people, when I get to an event, I always network with people. I tell them, oh, I'm Favour Ojieh, I'm a chemical scientist, and I am passionate about turning waste into products. And one of those products is vocal shoe polish. You don't even know who your next customer is. Some of these people could even refer you. Yes. So network. This is part of marketing. So persons thinks when they put 1 million naira and bring 20 young people to start dancing with drum on the way, that is marketing. Yes, that's part of it. But before you get to that stage as a growing business, you have to network with people. Some persons say, oh, I'm shy, I don't like talking to people. If that is your weakness, you have to learn how to build confidence. Yes, yes. So these products that you have produced, this product you've produced, you have to sell it. And there is a line it has to follow. Number one, you could pick a waste material you're working on, or some of you already have a product, some of you are planning to work on something. And then that waste, think of a product that it can be turned into, that can be used, transform it into products, and then sell the value. So this value you are selling now comes, you sell it to people. I made mention of social media marketing. I made mention of referrals. That's marketing. But there are all other sub units under that. And then another beautiful marketing strategy is the product photography. Some entrepreneurs will say, oh, I don't have money, I don't have enough money to go to the studio so they can snap my product. Imagine now to even go to a photo studio to snap photos, 6 pictures, they are telling you 45,000 naira, and you will beg. You say, please now, please. They will say no. 6 picture for 45,000 naira. And then you are even planning to make 20 picture, 20 take 20 photograph of your product, and you are a new business person, you are a small business owner, and you don't even know where to start from. So what will you do? My dear, the thing to do, you have to meet up with trends. You have a phone. Some persons will complain, oh, I don't have an iPhone. You don't have to have an iPhone. All you need to do is know the strategy. Strategy is very important. In fact, there are people carrying iPhone everywhere, and the only thing they are using it for is pictures. Finish. And there are some persons with Android phone, and they are doing a lot of things with it. They are maximizing it. I am very passionate about um, making young people to see that out of nothing you can build something. There were some persons that attended some of my classes some weeks back. You needed to see the kind of phone they are using and the results they are having. So I'm going to be sharing some of those things in this place. So the light, your products on the picture, it cannot be touched. On the picture, they don't even know the quantity, but how you snap it matters a lot. Thank God for the invention of AI. But my dear, when you take product video, it must not be too, I would say, permit me to use this English, it must not be too AI-ish. That is not an English word. Yeah, but understand, I guess you understand what I'm saying. It should not be too, you look at the product, it's looking too fake, like it's looking like it's cartoon. Yes. So what you have to do is your phone, no matter the type of phone you want, even if after this class you want to go for a deeper section on photography, product photography, you could slide into my DM. Yeah. So you could use your phone, go to sunlight, even though you don't have ring light, snap that product. Make sure that the size looks the size. Then when you snap the product, make sure that you find the right angle. In photography, there's something called angle. There are some angles are 45, angle 90. There are different angles. If this is something that okay, you can't pay to get it, to go online and check, go on YouTube, browse it, how to snap your product with your Android phone. Make sure that the details show. Imagine snapping a product and nothing, the product name is not even showing. How will people know that is your product? Show it when people are using it. So when you use your phone, for example, some persons have iPhone, some persons have Android phone, but for example you have an Android phone, you could snap the product. After snapping that product, you could go to ChatGPT and then tell it to, you could give it a prompt, say something like for the purpose of commercial adverts, refine this picture, remove AI artifacts. When you say that and you put your picture, AI would refine that picture. It's still your product, and it will look as AI will arrange it because you've told it it's for commercial purpose. And with that, you could even cut cost of going to the photographer that is going to charge you 45,000 naira for 6 pictures. And with this, you could generate a lot of pictures and then use it to grow your social media page. Make them to stop scrolling with your picture. There's something called hook in content creation. Hook is something that makes these people to stop amidst scrolling. And after arranging your pictures, making sure there is good light, because if there's no good light, even ChatGPT will not be able to read what you are saying, pick the key things. Don't just post, communicate. There are people that when you go to their social media handle, all you can see there is buy now, refer your friends and family. um when you buy 6, I will give you 15. That is all you can see there. But on your social media page, it should not be all that. It should not be buy now every time. No. Communicate, explain, educate. That's the first thing there. Educate people. Oh, this is this. You tell them. You know what education is. There are some persons that there are some persons that when they speak, you could tell that, oh, this person never went to the didn't school deep. Maybe you could even tell that, this person ended the primary school, oh, and they are adults. Why? Because the knowledge is really thin. Educate people that even those that are not working with you can actually give a brief summary about your products when you are not there. Educate them. Educate them on why they should use it. Educate them of the importance of the product. Educate them. Teach them. Explain how waste can become products. I'm not saying you should give them your secret, because even Coca-Cola has a secret. There's this secret vault they have, and in that secret vault, nobody has the right to reveal the secret of the key components of Coca-Cola company. And then there was a time they were saying I think only 2 persons have access to it, and these 2 persons don't enter into that vault at the same time. Yeah. So I want to cut all that long story short. But what I'm saying is educate them. You don't have to tell them the key ingredients in your business or the key ingredients in your product. You could just pick few. Even when NAFDAC is even telling you to put your stuffs on the package, you don't have to put the some of the key things. It's just some that you know that okay, this is what I should put. So educate. Secondly, inspire. Show the vision behind it. Inspire people. There are some social media handle you get close to when you just scroll through. You just follow because you are inspired. And when people follow you like that, with time, they could even turn to buyers. Prove, share results before and after. And then before you now give a clear and easy step on maybe how to place order. And make sure your social media handle, your face, you have to show your face. So people won't come there and say, oh, it's just pictures that are here. These people are fake. If you are camera shy, build yourself. People used to wait till they have good phones before they come online. Some persons wait before that they say, oh, when I can speak well to people, that's when I can come online. But no. Do you know when I started, my phone was not all that good. I started posting online, doing videos. In fact, some persons will comment and they will tell me, you know what, you are the way you are speaking, it's not flowing very well. But I didn't look at that as insult. I just looked at it. And some of them will even give you advice and say, what if you do it like this? What if you do? And with time, with that phone, that was one of the programs where I was even invited to a state program to speak. And that state, I'm not from that state, but because of the consistency, they just felt that okay, this person has track record. Even when I even got there, I went with my product, I sold a lot there. Yes. What I'm just trying to say is that on your online page, on your social media page, your product page, sometimes put some human picture so they can have this feeling that oh, there's a human being managing it. It's not Yahoo boys. It's not people that want to cheat us. And that could be a good place to sell. People buy from brands they trust. So build trust with good visuals. It could even be you holding the product. Clear prices. Some person will say if I put the price, people run away. When you put the price, people would, you see, for example, there are some platforms where, let me say, Shopify, or let me say Temu, for example. They put the price. So if you're a serious customer, you buy. If you see the price and you're not a serious, you don't want it, you won't buy. So the price does not chase you. There should be a clear price. There should be reviews. There should be testimonials, and be consistent. Then ordering should be easy. There are some people, before you buy from them, you will feel like 2 pages before you can place order for one small thing. Oh. Make sure it's easy to place order. And the summary of this is discover, trust, and buy. This should be the process of the ordering. They should discover your page and then trust you and then buy. There's nothing wrong with even putting a phone number there too. You could see this is one of the first feedback I had. Customer feedback. She said, "Good morning. The shoemaker introduced your polish to told me this morning that he really loves it and enjoys the outcome of the polish. I used it too, and honestly, you should never compromise the quality for anything." This was the first time I started supplying the polish. But now, I'm not just dealing with individuals. I'm not dealing with business to business, and this brings me to market expansion. Under market expansion, don't just sell more products. I want you to think bigger, because you are selling one. Is that how you intend to buy cars with that money? Is that how you intend to build your life with just one? No. Bulk purchase is another avenue you could make a lot of money. When new customers are made, you don't have to relax. Who else needs it? If today you are selling to, for example, 10 people, by tomorrow you should be able to re-strategize and say, okay, we are now selling to hundreds of persons. By next month, you should be able to go and say, okay, but we are selling to 10,000 persons, but a step at a time. But this mindset will help you structure. So when new customers come, build a good relationship with them, and then come up with new channels. So you could get channels like distributor, like you could distribute to those who sell to people. You distribute to them. Those people can buy in bulk. For example, if I want to sell polish to a family, highest they could buy, maybe they could just buy two. But if I'm selling to a distributor can even say, oh, I want 1,000 dozens. I want 5,000. I want 15,000, because he's actually distributing to other people. So those are new channels you need to unlock. You have to unlock business to business. So when you're selling to a distributor, it's business to business. Yes. And then business to customers, and then you can also partner with organizations. For example, Vocal Show Polish, we partner with NGOs. When NGOs will have events, especially climate NGOs, environmental NGOs, they could use it to inspire people and they share it as souvenir, just like in the share souvenir in weddings. Yes. So those are new channels. These NGOs didn't come to meet me. We thought of it and then strategized to start reaching out to them. That, okay, this is what we offer. This can be useful for your souvenir, for purpose of souvenir. Would you want to partner with us? Even schools, we've partnered with schools that has adopted it as their products and then as a product in their school. So we teach environment, we teach them climate action, and they've adopted this product. That is the only policy they're using for that, for the school as a student in that school. They use it as their polish. So new partners who can help me grow. These are things you don't just stand up and think of. No, it comes with moments of reflection, moments where you think deep. Then new location. You've been selling to the people in your state. You should also think of people beyond your state. And as it grows, with time, when you've gained a lot of feedback, you've gained a lot of experiences, people can now say, okay, how about we venture into Africa? Or how about we venture the globe? You understand? But then gain ground where you are. Start from where you are. It's very important. Don't ask, what can I make from this waste? Ask, what product can I solve with this? What product can I solve? So you see the problem plus the waste plus the innovation. Innovation is equals to opportunity. When there is innovation, people just have a way of um, making sure that, or even though they don't have capital to assist you, they know somebody that maybe have a platform that can announce you. Yes. And you personally have to believe in yourself before that person's believe in you. Think of a problem you want to solve. So persons, maybe the problem of let me say the problem of bad of controlling weather. That's what they want to cure. Some persons, the problem of getting expensive artifacts or artwork. Some persons, the problem they want to solve is, oh, how about we build a car? Or even some persons, the problem they want to solve is, they could say people actually um, people in the middle class people, for example, people could come up with a product like this, that okay, it's difficult to get money to, it's expensive paying for a shop. How about we come up with a structure that is made from waste, but yet it's fancy, where people can sell and it can be moved about. People could come up with different plans. So it's just innovation. Innovation is really deep. Innovation is a mixture of creativity. Innovation opens door. Innovation, you have to think outside the box. Innovation, sometimes when some speakers speak, and there are people who say, oh, who come to program and say, how do you do it? Can you tell me the process of how you turn plastic to shoe polish? But the thing is, it's not about telling the person how to turn plastic into shoe polish. No, it's about you. This person has actually innovated his or her own thing. You are the next innovator. What is in your mind? What are you thinking? What can you create for your own community? It's not a business of imitating people. No, you have to be outstanding. Yes, and then you feel like, okay, I may not be, I may not be into the science. This now reminds me, when I spoke last time, I made mention that some persons are social innovators and some persons are scientific innovators. So for social innovators, they don't produce products, but then they come up with services that helps protect the environment. These people can come up with service like, oh, when you keep plastic for us, we give you provision, maybe Milo, milk and everything, but just keep certain amount of kg of waste for us, plastic waste. That is a social innovator. While for the scientific innovator, they come up with a new product, they break down these products, because upcycling has to do with breaking down upcycling has to do with transforming waste into value, into a product. Then recycling now has to do with breaking them down to come up with fresh raw material. Then reuse is just like bottle. You just have to wash it and then reuse it again. That is reuse. That's the difference. Yeah. So the upcycling business model can actually be studied and help in your thinking process. So you could get a sticky paper notes, and then you could write things. You could write about let me say 7 sticky paper. You could bring out 7 sticky papers, or if you are with book and pen, I want you to signify with an emoji. I want to do an exercise now, please. If you have a book and pen, can you signify with an emoji? If you're not with book and pen, can you get a book and a pen around you? Please, if you've gotten it, signify with love, signify with any emoji. I'm watching on the comment section. Yes, so take your book and pen. I'm not seeing anybody. Your book and pen. We want to do an exercise, the upcycling business model. So we would move forward. For the upcycling business model, first of all, I want you to write out waste. Waste. You could write number 1, waste. Now I want you to ask yourself, which waste would you want to work with? What type of waste would you want to work with? And secondly, you could write number 2, raw material. What raw material do you want to use it for? Like what do you want to add it to? And then number 3, you could write product. What problem do you want to solve? What is the product you are coming up with? And then number 4, I want you to write brand. What do you want people to remember when they talk about your products? I did not say the name. What do you want people to remember when you talk about your products? Then number 5, you could write customers. Who are your potential customers? Is it your friends? Is it through partnership? Do you intend doing business to business? Just write it. And then I want you to write number 6, revenue. In this your business, how do you intend getting funds? How do you intend generating funds? Is it that you're going to just have a product, or you're also going to be teaching people to generate income added to what you are doing? Revenue, how you intend getting money from that business. Then the last one is impact. What is the exact impact you want to make? What is the impact you want to make? And I want you to reflect on this on your personal journey. I want you to reflect on this. That thing you are creating, that system you are creating, that business you are creating, that green business you are creating. Where are you now? Where are you? Some persons are still in products. Some persons are past product, already in revenue. Some persons are already in impact. So if you've written it and it's 7/7 is good, and I want you to start seeing things differently and expand beyond where you are. So if you are still in products, you don't have to feel bad. You have to move on to the branding, to customer, and then to revenue generation. One thing we must never forget is that we must see differently. Waste can become a material, it can become a product, it can become a business, it can become jobs, it can become impact. Turn waste into value. And remember, an upcycling idea becomes a business when the value can be repeatedly created, delivered, and monetized. Thank you very much. If you have a question, I'm open for questions.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Blessing Ojieh, for the powerful session. That was
Sorry,
filled
Favour
with
Ojieh.
lots of insight. And so please always, okay. So please, can we all hear me? Jeez. Please, can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
please,
can
if you
hear.
can hear me, I would encourage us to ask questions. All right, thank you so much. So I encourage us to ask our questions. Please, let's ask our questions. She has said a lot of things, and I know that we just want to clarify some things, we want to confirm some things. So let's ask questions on things that we probably heard for the first time, or things that were striking to us, or things that we did not clearly understand. So if anyone asks question, please you can signify by raising up your hand, or you can simply unmute yourself so you can ask your question.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, Ma.
Yes, good evening.
Thank you very much for this session. Question will be going to the part of, the marketing aspect. What some of the things you were saying, you were talking about sometimes entrepreneurs, maybe they are shy or they don't like to be in front of the camera. But the truth of the matter is that with the generation we're in and the trend, for you to actually sell, you need to like put your face out there. So what advice would you give, and how can one build confidence to actually create content and be confident to like show your face in front of the camera? And then what system can one put in place such that it will not just be about, oh, I heard something that somebody said and the energy drops, but being consistent. Is it like maybe having a content calendar or something? So I just like more light on that. Thank you, ma.
Thank you for that question. It's a beautiful question. So in this, one thing that you have to know is even the person that is termed that, oh, this person is a public speaker, those who you term or you tag, they are public speakers. Do you know those people, even sometimes when they see crowd in their mind, they often ask themselves, are you sure I'm not going to say something that is off point? Even the best of the best, sometimes you get to that point. But then what you have to do is, your ChatGPT is, take it as this, as your PA. So tell it, discuss your product with it, train it to understand your product, and you tell it, oh, I want to start creating content. Then give me content ideas. So when it brings that content ideas, you could read it as though you are a teacher going to explain to students. And you can set up your camera, start making videos. When you make video, try posting those videos on your WhatsApp status, because people in your WhatsApp status are actually, most of them are people you know. So what you could see their feedback. So the feedback you start getting from there, you can now decide, start correcting yourself, and then decide to now go maybe to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. But most importantly, you have to learn editing skills. Editing, for you to edit, sometimes, like I made mention, because most young people, their complaints, oh, I don't have good phone, I don't have good phone. Editing skill, there's some phones you use in making videos, they may not be too clear, but make sure you're under a light, maybe sunlight or somewhere close to your window before you buy ring light. Make sure you know how to edit. You're able to sharpen, you're able to blend it, you're able to cut out those parts that is making you feel like you're not confident. Because in video editing, when a video is edited, you cut out the part that is off. Yeah, because most videos you see online, they're edited. Most of the parts where they made mistake, they've already cut it out. It's not as though they are very perfect. So, but with time, as you do it often, you then become perfect and start gaining ground. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. Miss Deborah Damilola. Miss Deborah Damilola Okpayinka is raising up her hand. Please,
Yes, ma.
you didn't go ask question before. Are you satisfied? Did you get answers to what you asked? Hello, can you hear me? Jesus. Please, can you hear me? Oh, thank you very much, Miss. So please, Miss Deborah Damilola, you can go ahead to ask a question. Thank you.
All right, ma. Thank you so much for the wonderful Mrs. Favour. Yes, so I just wanted to ask, are you, what part of the upcycling business model you mentioned was funding? Yes, so I just want to say that you should please shed more light on the aspect of funding. I know you mentioned business to business and some other models. Please, can you shed more light as someone looking to go into a business, a growing business, and person needs ways on how to raise funding and all of that. Thank you.
That question is a nice question. Every business person needs capital. Some persons are from families where when they just call one auntie or one uncle, everybody's responding back to back. While some persons are from families where they are even the ones helping their family, and you can understand how that is. But amidst the variation in different backgrounds that everybody is from, we must be able to start from where we are. So for example, you want to solve a particular problem and you don't have the money. You could start with small scale. Instead of starting with, let me say, 10 samples, sorry, 20 samples or 100 samples, you could start with 2 samples. And secondly, you could work somewhere. That is called bootstrapping. So you can decide to work in a company, and when they pay you your money, it may not be enough, but then be able to take 10% or 20% to, you could save it or you could use it to start buying the thing little by little. So you could raise capital through bootstrapping. You could raise capital from family and friends, but if family and friends are not there, you could bootstrap. And the thing is, when people see you scaling, when people see what your consistency, outsiders would now start investing in it. There's one show that they show on, I think on one of all these Nigeria TV news channel. That show is called The Lion's Den. Maybe you've even watched it. From that show, you could learn that investors, they don't just invest in businesses. They would ask you, what is your track record? Even when you are even pitching for a business, the person you're pitching to is not just doesn't just want to hear about your business idea. They want to know your track record. We've been able to sell over so and so pieces, or we've been able to sell 20 packs or 100 packs. So those track records, before the investors start coming, before you start applying for grants, these things are needed. That is why you have to start where you are, start from smaller quantity instead of bigger quantity that will cost you more. Family and friends, then you could bootstrap, you could work somewhere, you could even render services to then get what you want. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think our oath is off. Thank you so much for that insightful answer, ma'am. Joy girl, you're raising your hand.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ma. She answered a bit of the question. Thank you very much for the class so far, Ma. She already answered a bit of what I was going to ask, but I'll still ask because my question was going to be because she spoke about market expansion. So the question I was going to ask was, how can you align towards scaling production? Because for somebody who is just starting, and I love the fact that she said, don't think small, think far. But when it's just you and you're just starting out, how can you think towards expanding, towards scaling your business from where the point it is currently at to a bigger space?
Okay, so you are asking that, how your question is, if you are the only one in the business for now, how do you scale?
Yes,
Now,
exactly.
there is this trending movie that came up, and then people, you hear people say, uh, na me be salt, na me be maggi, like the person is everything, you understand? That's on a lighter note. So what you do at that point is, when you are alone, that is the time to build structure. Structure is not built when people start coming in. Structure is built when you are alone in that business. This is structure. When you are alone in that business, make sure that you have an accounting system. Note, yet you may not have an accountant, a professional accountant that is keeping your record for you, but make sure you do your accounting well, because it's important. At that point, you are doing the job of an accountant. And sometimes you'll be like, oh, I can't even remember what I sold. You can as well download Money Manager. Money Manager is an app that you download on your phone, and then you keep your daily transaction. We have other money books to keep your transaction. That one even gives people receipts. There was a time in my business where, when clients, I was alone oh, when clients make order, or they, because I create cinematic videos for brands and all of that, so they'll tell me, oh, we want a jingle for our brand. And after creating the jingle, I would go and generate my own receipts and give it to them, and they will start asking me, are you working under somebody or you're working alone? So I will tell them I have a team. Why? Because they feel like it's only big brand that can actually give people receipts. But I was giving them digital receipts. So it's as though the digital space was assisting me. Remember I told you, your ChatGPT is your PA. So when you are alone, it's a time to build structures. Those structures is what big brands do, is what make them big brands. If you build structure, it will help you to start thinking deep. Imagine now, you finish keeping record, and then you are looking at your record every month. You are, at the end of the day, after removing your expenses, removing indirect expenses, and production price and everything, you discover that your profit margin is 10%. It will make you to start thinking. You will start saying, 10%. I want to increase this profit margin to 40%. So what can I do differently? So you see, you're already at that point, you're already thinking like a big business. Why? Because you already have structures. So in this time is a time to build structures. Make sure your accounting books is correct. Make sure, because it helps you to think. Imagine a business that is surviving on only 10% profit margin. If care is not taken, that business is going to close up. At least a business should strive on 20, 30 and above, so you can stay in business. If not, it will be as though a person is in a circle. That your profit margin is after you finish removing all your expenses, your transportation, your production and everything. Yeah. So as a business person, a business where you are the salt, you are the maggi, you are everything, leverage on ChatGPT as your PA, get digital record keeping systems. So these record systems that helps you to think bigger, and then even when investors come, you could show them this is what I've been doing from January till this point, and they can believe you and invest in you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Miss Favour Ojieh, for that powerful session. Thank you to everyone who has asked their questions, and I hope that we've gotten much more clarity on digital marketing and waste upcycling. So I would like to ask once again, is anyone else who has any question, comment, or feedback? Oh, someone is asking for the attendance link. Okay, it's going to be shared to the group very soon. The attendance link is going to be shared very soon. Is anyone else who ask any question, please?
Yes, please. I have a question or a concern. I was in the last week. I don't know. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I
Yes,
was
yes,
in
we.
the session, the one we had on this Saturday or Friday now. I was there throughout, and I even asked a question at the end. But my network had issues towards the end, and I've been requesting for the post-assessment link. I even sent evidence to our group admin, but I've not gotten feedback since then.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Please just reach out to your community manager and she will take care of that. Reach out to her again today. So if anyone has no questions again, I think it's really been an insightful class. I mean, even as a social enterprise owner myself, I've learned a lot. So thank you so much for that insightful session. Can we all unmute our mics and say thank you, thank you, thank you, Miss Favour, for coming on board? And this is the second time you're having, and it's really been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I can hear
Thank you,
you.
Miss
And then this is also the
Favor.
time we
Thank you,
take our
Miss Favour
pictures.
Ojieh.
So please show your videos and let's take our photo. So we call it a day. Yeah, Beatrice, yeah, attendance link has been shared repeatedly in the group. So please let's see everyone's face. Let's see your face so we can take a photo. Blessing, we are waiting. I'm sorry, we are waiting. Yeah, thank you so much. And also a big thank you. Also say thank you to your moderator, Blessing Gabriel, who has really been holding the fort down. Well done. Well done on the moderation. Ima Blessing, we are waiting. Joy Girl, Grace, Geraldine, Beatrice, Ellen, Victoria, Moshood, Aishat, Ellen, we are waiting. Joy Girl, Grace, Blessing, Beatrice, Gata, we are waiting. Victoria Ifeoluwa, we are waiting. Let's take videos and let's take pictures rather. Put on your video. Let's see our beautiful places. Thank you, Deborah. Kolapo Rachel, Taiwo Lukunle, Grace, Shalom. So thank you so much for taking the photos. Thank you to everyone who put on their videos. And thank you for joining this session again. Please very ensure that as you're attending these sessions, you're also filling the learning journey document. It is very important. We need it to, it will serve as a lot of determinant, it will serve as a determinant for a lot, which you'll be gaining, the facility visits, the mini funding, and the rest. Please be active in your groups. There are prizes for the top 3 performing groups, and also there are special recognitions for individual contributions even within the group as nominated by the group members. So please be active within your groups, and very soon your community managers will share with you a form for you to indicate your interest in the facility visit that will be holding in Ibadan or your state. If you are in Ibadan or your state, please, if you are going to be available, if you're interested, ensure you indicate your interest so that we can make proper arrangements, and we can, all of these things that we've been learning online, we can go to a facility and see it and in person and have our horizon expanded and see what's possible, and of course meet ourselves and have fun. So thank you so much everyone once again. Do take care of yourself, and see you on Saturday for the week 9 session, which will be a joint session. So with everyone. Thank you also. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care of yourself and enjoy the week. And if you are unable to fill the post assessment link, ensure you take a screenshot that you were in this session, send to your community manager. She'll get you the link. I've also shared it right now in the group. Blessing, can you stop the recording now? I'm not able to stop it. I don't know why that is happening. So can you stop the recording?